Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. So we're out hunting. I have been looking, but my search zone has gotten really smaller since my girlfriend works on the weekends. She's got Monday and Tuesdays off, and I have the standard Saturday and Sunday off. So we take turns watching the baby all day. So it's hard to get out. It's really hard to get out, and it's really hard to go far. So I've got like a 5 to 20 mile radius that we usually go, and you got to keep in mind it's cold. It's been like minus 22 on average for most days for December and into January now. So we haven't been able to hit a lot of places. I'm not complaining because, I've got games to play and it's quality time with the girl. But just showing you guys the things that I'm not finding. Prices have gone up. Like, I even went into a pharmacy to see what kind of video games they had. Hey, Brave, that's a Native American title I need to add to the collection. We even went go check out Toys R Us because Toys R Us, the American ones, are starting to close down. Check that out, $1 for a fidget spinner now. Things have really changed. Remember how popular they were? So we were striking out for about 2 or 3 weeks. I don't want to say striking out. Maybe we've been finding things. It's just not worth recording. The prices have been crazy. Like that PS2 at the beginning that was in rough shape for $30. Luckily, on Old Standby, my brother's favorite pawn shop, this is called Ed's Music and Pawn. He goes by guitars and basses and DJ equipment. He's very musical, my brother, so he likes to go there. And every once in a while, they'll have some video games. They'll have a wall of Blu-rays, DVDs, usually a lot of PlayStation and GameCube stuff. Today, it was just, shelf fodder of, not necessarily great DVD titles, but, like $1 or $2. So I was digging around in baskets. I saw the Wii's. I picked up the converter for the Sega Master System. That was a pretty awesome pickup. And then to round out the week, we even went go check the dollar store. Even the dollar store hasn't been good to me lately. Just looking at these things, I picked up some prizes to put in the incentive box for my students. A few cool items for them, but nothing really for me for the game room. Not many hockey cards, not many Pokemon cards. Usually they have like Prima strategy guides in there. I haven't seen a video game in a Dollarama in months. I haven't even seen DVDs or Blu-rays on the shelves there either. It's always, they're always changing up their stock and their inventory. So, this definitely is a winter lull. Just like the movies, I worked the title of the video into the video. Trippy. Now, as I tell my girlfriend all the time, whenever we go to a dollar store and we strike out, I always say, the other dollar store would be better. So I'm going to try and test that theory and go to both dollar stores in one day, probably this weekend. Hopefully I'll record it too. One thing I do want to say though, the quality of toys and what they get now at these Dollaramas is really impressive just compared to a few years ago too. Like you look, it's the Hot Wheels Star Wars figures, Finding Dory, they have Zootopia, I always see Pops in here. They've really stepped up their game. The prices have risen, but overall, great selection. Back with another pickup video. Hey, we're happy about this. So you can see the footage is sparse, and a lot of the times we're not finding anything. It's just been tough all over. It's hard to get out there to as many places as often as I used to because of I get to hang out with Doodle. It's more important to be with Arkham. When I do get out there, it's nice to look a little bit, but I leave the camera at home. I leave the spy camera glasses. I haven't charged them in months. I use my phone, and it's been slim pickings. Pawn shops, indoor flea markets, the online yard sale, and value villages, Goodwills. I haven't been finding a lot. I do have stuff to show you. That's why it's been, over a month and a half since we've actually done a video game pickup kind of video. Because there's stuff that it's just hard to find. Like even finding the Sega base converter. We just found that yesterday, right, Doodle? Remember? We just found that yesterday. You wanna get the camera? Get the camera. So, I'm going to show you all the cool stuff that we found, and again, the footage is sparse because it's winter time. It's really hard getting out there, and I'd rather spend my weekends with the baby. I'm still playing video games, I'm still collecting video games, but going out hunting right now, it's taking a back seat. Doodle and I will get out there back in hopefully March or April. Right, hun? Get the camera. So we'll go through the pawn shop pickup stuff first because this is the newest stuff and I want to put it away and I want to be able to play it. So the great thing about picking up the Sega Genesis power-based converter is I have a couple of Master System games out on the shelf, but because, again, I moved in with my girlfriend a couple of months ago, a lot of my stuff is still in storage. It's still in, storage bins. It's all in the basement, so it's kind of hard remembering what system and what games are in actually, like what storage bin, and some are at the bottom. So it just makes life easier to have this because the Genesis is out, so now I can be playing my Master System games as well. And I also picked up a bunch of disc-based games, and some of these are double and triplicate now, but they were $2 each, so I wanted to pick these up. Some I'm going to play, some I'm going to try and trade out. For the Dreamcast, I love finding Dreamcast games. Another Wild Metal. This was a big fan favorite back in the day in the 2000s. A lot of my friends really liked this. I kind of found it mediocre, but they really enjoyed it. Another Black Label Silent Hill. Excellent game. Love the Silent Hill franchise, except for the Vita game that came out a few years ago. If you liked it, great. I found it was terrible. Toy Story 2 on the PlayStation. Parasite Eve 2, also on the PlayStation 2. It's missing the second disc, but I picked it up $2. I couldn't say no. And on the Dreamcast, Crazy Taxi. And I think Crazy Taxi is gonna be one of the free games. Is the free game coming out on Xbox? So that's gonna be awesome. I think I did forget to mention it. I grabbed this for $15. Pretty good price if I do say so myself. Pawn shop pickups. Here we are an hour later after eating and finally having Jub bath time. So this is a 369-in-1 Game Boy Advance. We'll do a review on this soon when the baby stops chewing on it. Who's that? Do I ever get this back? So we'll do a review on this, so I'll just show you quickly. Game Boy Advance. And that was it for Arkham. She didn't want to film anymore. She said shut off the camera, so that's what we did. We want to go watch cartoons. So I do really want to review this 369-in-1 for the Game Boy Advance. I have to dig that out. And going through the disc games that I picked up again, Wild Metal on Sega Dreamcast. Now keep in mind all of these were $2 each, in fairly good shape. They're all going to play. Very superficial scratches. Silent Hill, the Black Label edition, the original one. Toy Story 2 PlayStation, never played it, but I'll give it a try. Missing the second disc on Parasite Eve, but having the case, one disc, I may run into the first disc somewhere. Crazy Taxi 2, I thought it was the first Crazy Taxi. Actually looking at the disc, Crazy Taxi 2, Dreamcast, pretty cool. Another Hail to the King, Evil Dead. I really enjoyed these games, and I'm looking forward to trading this to somebody that will really appreciate it. A Christmas pickup, because my parents always have to buy me a toy. This is Justice League Batman, the Tactical Strike Batman. His wings pop open, it's always a nice gesture, but it's just gonna be on the shelf. And saying that, they still pick me up awesome collectibles like the Batmobile. This is the Adam West Batman. I simply love this Batmobile. It's by Polar Lights. It's a snap together, but it looks fantastic. And it's no surprise that I'm a huge Batman fan. Like, after all, I've named my daughter Arkham. I got some cool Justice League drinking glasses here, Batman and soups. They also got me a Spider-Man waffle maker. How you like that? Pickle Rick! My stepson got me the first and second season of Rick and Morty. Very cool. A prime example of why I don't record a lot anymore, coming out with Doodle. $4 I found Game Gear Earthworm Jim. And already, I don't know why, so inexpensive, $20, I found LA Noire on PS4. I also wound up grabbing an SNES to USB adapter, just something to use at work to mess around while I'm recording games. Of course, I picked up It on Blu-ray like many of you did. Awesome movie, I really liked it. I liked it better than the TV series. You can't go to the pawn shop without seeing Wii's or buying a Nintendo DS. And the only thing I found at Videotron 2 weekends ago, Assassin's Creed Origins Prima Guide, $4.99. You would have seen that if you follow me on Instagram. And also Zombie U Prima, $4.99. For $10, I picked up this little collectible. I'm gonna put it on my desk at work. Just check this thing out. And last but certainly not least, Dallas's Christmas present to me. Again, I showed this on Facebook and Instagram, but this is the Pandora box. 690 arcade games in one with a beautiful Street Fighter decal on it. I can't wait to review this. It's awesome, guys. And thanks again for watching this video. You guys have been awesome. Don't forget to comment down below. Let me know which it you liked better. Let me know if you've been finding anything during the winter, because you can see from the video I'm having a hard go. As always, guys, I appreciate the views, and if you want to click like or subscribe if you're new. Until next week, guys.
There's drool everywhere.